Hello everybody, we are in our single player world, and in a spot which might not be too familiar to everybody because it's been a very long time since we've been here. This is the flower farm, which was actually meant to be like the flower mansion, I guess, and let me go... I don't think I can ender pearl that. I'm gonna just fly. I'm just gonna fly. That'll be a bit safer. So what I'm doing here is this is just how we're gonna start off this episode, and really what I want to do is get a move on with this project, because I haven't been happy with the way it looked. You guys know that, I wasn't very happy with that. And I think we can do a lot of improvements. So first of all, this is what we're looking at. This is what it looks like. And it's very boring, kind of needs a lot of work. And my first thought was, because the roof looked really flat, to put in a piece over here. So I'm actually going to put in a relatively large roof on the same style as what we've done here. And I'm interested to see how it'll come out on a larger scale. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add windows and do the interiors of this. And do I have... I've got 27 rockets. Perfect. There we go. Wonderful. Now... Man, that actually... I might have hit that. I'm not so sure, but I was like pretty sure I hit the portal. But what I've got here, by the way, for you guys who might not know, this is our flower farm. So I've got these two flowers here. I've got to get the... What have we got there? That's a peony. We need the lilac and also a rose bush. I think I had a rose bush in here. There we go. Why do I not have a rose bush? Let me put one over here. Wonderful. So we just need to get a lilac, and I'm fairly certain I saw some in a birch biome right down that way, like 100 blocks in that direction. So for anyone who might not know, and this is where a few things, because I enjoy Redstone, this is a bit of Redstone stuff we've done here. Very basic, like, logic, I guess, but when you get to it, it looks a bit more complicated than what it is. But really, it's, like, it's much of them, like, if I explained it to you, you would understand, I'm sure you would understand what's going on. It's nothing too crazy, in terms of what it does, but it looks like it. And I know people are going to say, like, no, that's crazy. It's not. It's just something that I think is going to be a bit of fun, because basically the way this works, let me actually show you how this works. This is something cool for people who might not be too familiar with it. This is the on switch for it, right? So we push this button. So that's what it does, is it basically just keeps bone mealing the ground. I don't think we have any bone meal left in it. Yeah. There's no more bone meal left in the hopper. I've actually got to make a few redstone bits here. So what I need to still add in here is I need to add in a button up the top here, and I want to make this piece here the control panel. I want to be able to push a button and have everything. By the way, the piston you heard a bit later was just the farm continuing and finishing itself off, like finishing off a round before it's switched off. So I want to have a button to press, which will stop and start this. I want a button to stop and start each of these. So I can, for instance, have a little button that's like sunflowers. I hit the sunflowers come. And then what we have to do still is add in a bit of a collection facility over here. So I'm actually probably going to box these into glass so that everything falls right below here. And then we can pick it up relatively easily. Although that might be a bit easier said than done. But I think it should be fairly simple. And then we need a storage area. And I'm hoping that somehow I'm going to be able to get one up here. If not, we can always go down and build a storage area below this. But that's for a bit later. First of all, I want to get the thing looking pretty good before I start adding in those bits. And that is, as I say, where this top piece is going to come out. And can I go around this way? Wonderful. All right. Bam. So I want to get that roof in there. And I also want to add in the windows. Maybe not for the back just yet. We'll add them in a bit later because they aren't actually that important. But the roof up here is going to be the fun part. And let me just... I really hear the noise of squids. So yeah, this over here is where I want it to be. I want to have this piece over here. I want this to kind of step in a little bit. And this is why I'm thinking we won't have space for the actual stuff that I want to put in here, which is the storage area. Let me just get those out. Because the wall is probably going to go around here. Yeah, I definitely don't think that's going to be the case. But that's right. This could leave this area is purely for looks. So if it doesn't work functionally, that's all right. We can make it just an area to let a lot of light in or something along those lines. Or if not, it's just an area that looks good from the outside. So I'll get going on this. I want to add in the roof. I want to add in the walls, and I'll be right back. All right. So just quickly giving you a little bit of an update, bringing you guys back in here. This is the shape of the roof I'm going for, and it's sort of actually working out pretty well because I've got in these pieces here, which I've just played out a few little ideas, and that's come to a nice shape there. Now I'm trying to get this part here right, and I've just planned it out with some normal blocks, and we'll eventually add in a few stairs and slabs, probably more slabs than stairs, in there just to get this to look pretty good. And I was going for a bit of a bulb-like shape, and I think it kind of will turn out that way. We'll see how it looks when it's done. But I think that that's going to be a really, really cool roof. Just a little bit of a bulb on top there, which is kind of appropriate considering we've got a flower farm in there. So it's looking good. I know you guys might notice some of the things going on here, but I want to quickly give you a little bit of an update because quite a bit has actually gone on in the last little bit. I've changed quite a few things, and I've also thought about this quite a bit. So let me go out here and flip around now. There we go. So that's what we're looking at, and I think that looks much better than what it did before, because what it had before was just this layer here. There wasn't anything up there, and that makes a major, major difference. And remember what I said about maybe not being able to see this on the inside? I think we will definitely be able to do it, as you saw a bit earlier there. Look at this. So we've got that part there. The only thing that I'm having a little bit of a trouble with hiding is this piece here, which, I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe we could just leave it in there and maybe it'll be alright. We'll see. We'll see how we go. So besides that, I've also put in, the floors I think were in here last time, but I've done this ceiling, which is kind of interesting. A few little different things, because I was like, I didn't want just a boring ceiling, so I went with something. It's alright. It's alright. Could have sworn I just heard something. Okay, never mind. Maybe under here there's something. Okay, so looking at this. This wall is where I want to do the control panel. As I said, that's what I want. And by the way, I've got one of these now. And I think this is going to be pretty cool. So what I want to do is I want to get each of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one, number 5, to have their own button. And I want to be able to press the button, a light come on telling us that that is on currently, and then also be able to press the button and switch them off individually over here. And I could just leave these here, I know. But that's not too useful. In fact, I can actually put in a bit of this. May as well put in a little bit of this. So, there we go. And so for those of you guys who don't know how it works, look at that. That's what happens. So I want to have this system on where I can do that, switch it on, have each of these go, say I only wanted that, I only want to switch that on, and I don't want to have levers hanging around here. So I've got to plan that out. And what I'm thinking, do I have stuff on me? Yeah, I want to just test out something here. Let me just go over here. I've actually got a few things out of the way. Now, this thing over here, the lever switched on, is powering the redstone above here, which is stopping it. So I'm pretty sure... let me just do this now, so I can do this quick enough. I'm pretty sure that if I just power it with one of these, that should stop it. Yeah. So I just have to... That'll be pretty simple, because all I'll need to do is just power each of these with a redstone signal going up there, and I just need to work out how I'm going to do the bottom stuff over here, which shouldn't be too tough. The problem's going to come... by putting in over here. And by the way, guys, I know a lot of you might not be as into redstone as some other people might be, and I enjoy my redstone quite a bit. So I think we're going to do a little bit of redstone this episode, of course. But you know what? Redstone is what makes this world... That's what's going to make this world interactive, you know what I mean? Just having these interesting little things. And hopefully, if you guys don't know much, maybe I could teach you something, despite the fact that I wouldn't consider myself very ridiculously savvy, but I think we can probably do a few things. So here we go. Let's do this. All right. So I want to have buttons along here. Let me do that. 5 buttons. Just to give you a bit of a visual representation. I'll have 5 buttons. I'll probably have a sign up here. Well, actually, probably better than a sign would be... Really? Better than a sign would actually be having an item frame up here with each of the different things name tagged on them, which I think is probably going to be the way we're going to go. And then, above that, we'll have the redstone lamps, which I could have just left these on here. I'll just pillar up with these. There we go. Perfect. And by the way, we're going to be doing some other stuff after this, so I'm not going to be in this farm all day. So there we go. If we have those there, we can have each of these. We can push that button, switch one thing on. And there's a little bit of a trouble with this, because if I had to go out the back here, I can't run redstone without interacting other things. So I've got to think about how I do it, and it is a very, very... narrow gap. So this is going to be very, very interesting. I don't know how I'm actually going to do it, but we'll figure it out at some stage. And then, of course, I have to get the lines to run down here. So I'm going to think about that in between this clip and the next one. Now, another thing that I've got here is... where is it? Is it over here? That'll be more this way. I have to go more this way. Okay, let me just go through here. Alrighty, here we go. So, I've got my automatic bone meal thing that I want to do here, and I need to get bone meal from all the way there to all the way here, and get it into this dispenser. Now, the issue is, I can't put these on this level, because it has to break through the rails, right? But the other issue is, when I put them on this level, I need a way of getting it back up to the dispenser. So, what I'm thinking of doing is, changing this block over to a dropper, so every time it powers this, it just keeps putting one in and spitting one out the top there, so... we'll see how that works. I don't know how to explain it, but basically the dispenser's getting powered by this block, and if I put this block as a dropper, I would imagine it would push one up every time. I hope. I'm not too sure, but we can only hope that works. And then, of course, I want the hopper line running all the way down this way. Now, this comes to the next issue, which I think I have got a solution to. And I actually need to make it. Let me... Oh, don't have a hole in the roof. So, the issue is that on that line, there's a hopper minecart running. And the hopper minecart should actually detect... Well, oh man, let me... Can I do that there? It should pull in any of these items. So basically, if I was going over there, it should pull the items from the hopper minecart into that hopper. And that's not going to work very well for us. So what I want to do is I want to give that a try and fix it. And I need to just work out how do I make myself an activator rail. Or detector rail, my apologies. I'm pretty sure I tried it a few weeks ago, I think. I don't know what for, but let me just try. I think it was something like this. There. Is it in here? No. Oh, there we go. Detector rail. Okay, that's how you make them. Actually, I'm wondering what I actually made them for. But here we go. Let's go down like that and put one of these here. And I'm pretty sure that when this goes over it, we can test it out. But basically, if I power this hopper, I think any items going through here will stop for a second, but it'll also not let the hopper take in anything as well. So I'm going to give that a try. We'll see how it works one day when we when we eventually switch this on with bone meal. But I need to do a few more things before we can actually test that out. Okay, let me get up here. I can't break that. There we go. Wonderful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try get some redstone stuff done here, and we'll be right back. Okay, so a quick update. I've gone ahead and I've got these things ready to be rigged up so that when a signal comes in here, that then pushes that way. So very, very simple thing we're doing here. We're just trying to get this block over here stuck here by moving it very, very fast. So there we go. And this mechanism here, which is a monostable circuit, basically it sends in the redstone signal. It gets pushed up into this over here, this piston, cuts it off very, very quickly. And that means that this block over here can only go that way and doesn't get retracted. It's kind of like a little bit of a quirky redstone thing for you guys who might not know that and wonder what's going on there. But that's basically how we're doing this. Now, this was what I said was going to be the issue over here. And I think I may have a solution. The real problem was the narrowness of this. That was the real problem. But I went into a creative world and I messed around a little bit because this was just a little bit tougher than I had hoped. And well, at least for my level of redstone knowledge. And let's go here, here, and here. Yes, that was where I put it. And basically what I'm going to do now is, because the issue is stacking these next to each other in such a small spot as well, because else what we really could do, if we had a bit more, we could just take repeaters off them and keep them stopping at different sizes, and then that would make it a bit easier. But I've got this issue here, and I think the best way, which I seem to have come up with, is... Oh man, these observers. I always found them the weirdest things to place. They're really a little bit annoying to place, actually. Alright, let's go. Oh man, I missed. Alright. How about I just do this? There we go. Cool. So if I do that there, basically what's going to happen is that's going to send off a quick signal, I would hope. How do I test this? Do I have it? I've got a dropper. Okay, cool. So what I can do is I can have a dropper, and I think it'll actually give off 2 signals, but if we can have it hold as a longer signal here, you'll see what I mean. It might work alright. So I heard a hopper go off. Yeah, it worked. Okay, cool. So that's going to work, because then what I can do is I can just stack the next one, which I've already hooked up to that, and it does work. Look at this. So if I push this button, there you go. You see? All works perfectly. So switch it off, and it should switch off. Wonderful. So that should be pretty simple. I'm just going to put these in here, and then I'm also going to connect these ones up here. And you can see it's a lot of just the same stuff, which makes it look a little bit more complicated. And that's what I was talking about in the beginning, guys. A lot of this is just... It's a lot of the same thing repeated over and over again. Alrighty, so here we have it, the moment of truth. I've gone ahead and hooked these things up in a pretty cool way, actually. I saw this the other day, and I decided to use it. And I'll show you what that is. But there we go. We're going to get rid of those, because those weren't doing anything. So... Test number 1. This one should actually be for the rows over there. So let's try this out. Okay. Let me push it again. Okay, something weird is happening down here. Let's have a look. Let's go diagnose the problem. So, okay, maybe, I think I might just have to push this button from up there. Let's just put a button on here. Let's just check. Maybe it's something down here, but it could be something up the line. So, we'll put a button in over here. That shouldn't hurt it, should it? Okay, that's very strange. Oh, you know what? I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Do not fear. I've got a plan. Alright, so my solution didn't actually work, but it did. I'll tell you why. Because what I thought was wrong didn't end up making the difference. So basically what I was thinking was, every time the observer powers, it also has to unpower, which means that it's got two different things that it was sending. So switching off and then back on again. That looks like it's actually working. Which is very strange, but I like it. Okay, so let's test number 2, the sunflower. That one as well. Okay, interesting. So basically what I was saying is that the observer powers, it sends a signal, and unpowers, and it sends another signal. But I will have to work this out. So I'll quickly show you what's going on here, because you guys get the picture. I'm not going to keep going at this. But basically, the way I've done this is, instead of having observer, 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 like what I had before, I've put on some rails, which is what I saw the other day, which works really, really well. So you can chain these together with some rails in between, and that works very, very well. And that's exactly what I've done. So that will do for this area today. I'm just going to put in another little a chest over here somewhere, which will send all of the, well, with hoppers by the time, when we get enough iron, it'll send all of the bone meal into each of these and into that one there. And that should be pretty much all of the redstone stuff done besides the storage system, which it's fairly simple stuff. Okay, so I think this is a good little switch up of what we've been up to recently, because we've been doing a lot of building, and I thought it would be a little bit better to try out a different episode every now and then, and I'm thinking a little bit of Ender dragon fighting with a bit of End exploring won't be too bad. So let's do this. Woohoo. And I'm going to quickly go ahead and kill off all these towers. And by the way, I figured out what my... Oh, no, don't go too far. Oh, cool, perfect. I found out what the problem was in that farm, and I fixed it, but the only trouble was, once I fixed that, we've got two of them merging with each other, so I've got to fix up a few more things. But that's alright, it's not a problem, you know, these things happen. This is the fun part of it, when you got to fix these things. So, dragon spawn. Wonderful. Let's get back to this. I actually ended up figuring out the other day, I found out, got it confirmed. Oh man, that was almost a dumb move. Oh, can we make it? Oh man, how many of these are we going for? No way. Oh man, that is so good. That is so good. Almost all of these in a row. Now let's just go back here and... Oh, that ruined it. Man, I was going at it. That was some good bowing action right there. I've never done it that well. But what I ended up doing, by the way, is I ended up fighting the Ender Dragon, I think twice actually, or 2 or 3 times maybe even, on stream. And that was very, very good, because we ended up getting one of those portals open for us around over there. So that's the second one, and I've explored that. Haven't found mending for anything too useful. In fact, the only thing that I've found mending for, besides like the things you guys may have known about, is a chess piece, which sadly I don't use very often. I don't even know if you can even get books in the end, to be honest, so I don't think we'll be getting mending before. Yeah, I can see that one coming. I don't think you can get... Why am I hearing that? Books in the end, so we'll need to eventually get a proper villager farm set up. Don't hurt me. Really? I probably should be... Yeah, let's get eaten. That's probably a good idea. There we go. Alright, so... Now the dragon's gonna come down. What just hit me? Okay, so the dragon's about to come down. What we do now is we switch over to that. There, put that on a hotbar. Man, I'm getting smashed. All right. So the dragon's still flying around. We'll go down when it comes down. Looks like it's one to come down now. No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, this is the part where we kind of just have to wait. There we go. It's come down. All right. So now all I end up doing is I just end up going for it back here. Oh, there's still one tower? I did not realize I missed one. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back for that. Alright, so this should be the end of this dragon. Let's hit him up. Bam. Done. Alright, so these fights are actually becoming very, very easy now. I wish there was some second dragon to fight, you know, like another harder one. But that's alright. Alright, so let's go check if we've got another portal open. So these things do apparently spawn 1 in every 4 or every 5 times you kill the dragon, apparently. And I think, let's hope we're lucky. If not, I've got another attempt at this because we've got... Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to have to go back. Alright, so I went back and it seems like there was actually nothing there. So we didn't get a portal spawning, but as I say, it's meant to be a chance of getting a portal. So I'm not really too upset. I also did go and explore the end a little bit, but really nothing to write home on. So, here we are. Look at this. I've done a few things. I've been trying out a few different things. These walls looked very plain, and I decided maybe doing something like that could work. Oh, I realized I need to do something like this to make it even. So just something like this, just to make the wall look a little bit more interesting than what it was before. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I think that could be cool. But what I want to do now is... Oh, by the way, look at that. That's how this area's come out. And also, over here, I'm planning on putting in some chainmail armor. There, and here as well. But this is something I want to show you. So, first of all, I don't really like the look of armor stand's base plates in this setting, at least. And I thought it would be kind of cool to hide it. And the way I'm doing that is with some trapdoors, because that's a fairly simple way. And this is something that I've played around with in the last world a little bit, but it's something that's really, really useful. So let me do that. Let me do that there. And put one of those, then put another any block. There we go. And now that should be down there and hides the base plates, which it's not really that important, but it's a nice little thing to do, you know what I mean? So, carrying on, we will put this back. Bam. Take that. There we go. I want to get going on something which was super suggested. Oh, look at what a great time this is. Alright, so, give me 1 second, and we're back. So, this sky, look at this. Take note of what it looks like right now. It's not going to be there for very much longer. But what we've got here is a very nice pink-looking sky. We've got some mountains over here, and I've been suggested many, many times to make a banner for this place, and I actually spoke about it on a stream quite a long time ago, actually. And I do want to make banners for each of the villages that we do, because it's kind of cool. Just a nice little touch, a nice little bit of artwork for it, and in fact, I'm not too clued up with banners. So I went on Google, I searched some stuff, and I ended up finding a few mountain ones, which I'm sure you guys have seen the mountain shape. It's actually quite a common shape that people use. But I carried on looking, and I found something that looks like it's going to fit very, very perfectly for us. So, by the way, this is something cool. Look at that. Magenta dye. If you right-click, you can do it like that. If you just click like that. Interesting. You know what I mean? Oh, well, shift. If you shift. Or actually, no. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with shift. Okay, maybe it's just coincidence that it happened both times I did that. Alright, so what we got to do is we got a pattern which I'm following. And this pattern, I will leave a link down in the description to the Planet Minecraft page for it. And I do not have a stick. New recipes unlocked. Great. Okay, so we'll take that, put that in there, and do this banner. Now, I'm thinking that this will come out alright, and tell me what you guys think, because I'm not much of a banner person. Never really played around with them too much, but I think it'll be kind of cool to have this stuff going on. Just something extra, you know, just something a little bit extra. Alright, so the banner is finished, but I want to quickly go and show you guys a little bit of this before we check it out. Let me go up here. So, remember I said, these mountains, you might think they're a bit flat, you might think they need a bit of work, and as I showed you in the shader tour, that they did come out significantly better than what they would have looked like originally. Now, a few little tricks I was using, I actually have been trying to get a bit of diorite in here, which I think works really good, as if it's kind of like a snowy, like rock, you know, mixture of the two. I've also put in a few plants, which I'm not too happy with the way the ferns look over there, like that one, for instance. I want to maybe see if I can get something over here just to cover these up, because I like the ferns on the mountains, but I think that they look a little bit weird when the blocks are just sticking out like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going too overboard. But overall, I think they're coming out very, very well. And another thing is, bear in mind what we were looking at a bit earlier with that the sunset going down, everything looking all dark and all orange and stuff. Now, the original thing that I was going to build, which was this one here. No. Yeah. No, that's this one. Okay, so originally it was actually a creative only one. I couldn't have done one of these in survival that I wanted to do. Turns out the thing I was looking at on Planet Minecraft wasn't the banner that I wanted, so that one can get chucked away. In fact, we can do it right now. We do this right over here. Done. Okay, so this one over here is what we've gone for, and I think this looks really, really cool. Let me get rid of that so we don't get that. I really like this mountain, and if you have a look at what the sky looked like, it was all orange and purple, and just, it looked really, really cool, and pink and stuff like that, and this is exactly what this one looks like. And I thought that, when I saw it, I was like, that is what I want to get. This is the one that I want to use in this village. I thought it suited the village very, very well, being, like, I don't know, I kind of, in my mind, I think of this one as now the mountainous, snowy village from here. You can't help but notice the mountains. In fact, by the way, guys, I've got some really, really cool buildings coming on in here. Very, very shortly, down this way over here, we're going to have a lot of stuff down here. And also a few things up here as well. So look forward to that. That's probably going to start next episode. We're going to do a little bit of that stuff. And you can see I've actually put one of these down here. I don't want to go too crazy with these banners because they're very, very invasive. Look how pink this is. Like, you put this over here. It's a very, very obvious one. I don't want to go too crazy. Oh, my bad. My bad. And the other thing is, we also don't have that much wool right now to be able to get the banners to work. One trick I want to use is a trick I used in the last season, like the last world as well, which is to get the armor stands to sit in this wall, holding a bannered shield over here. I reckon that would look cool. Just a shield over there, a shield over there, and then that'll complete this armory area over here. So I think for today, guys, this episode is pretty much done. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's something a little bit different. Because I know we've been doing, as I say, a lot of building, and I wanted to step away from the building for just one episode. I want to go back to a bit of building in the next one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this switch up of things, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.